we feel strongly that there is zero conflict between performance standards and creating a fulfilling environment. And so first of all, but we create that clarity, because if you don't create that clarity up front, in particular with us, we got 2,500 managers distributed out the company. If we don't give them the words and the language to have that locked and loaded, it gets very difficult, because when they're talking to a patient care technician and going through the annual review and it's got the mission and values box, you can't let that get in the way of the technical performance. It's important, but it's got to be separate. Now, we also talk about the linkage, and that stronger mission and values performance affects how the whole team does. But we believe step number one is you have to have total clarity that they are independent. You can have a very strong performer from a technical point of view, business point of view, a person who closes a lot of sales, who's terrible on the mission and values stuff. And for us, that's unsustainable. They have to be reformed or go. Or you can have the opposite. Someone who's great on mission and values, fulfillment, but weak on performance. They have to go too. Because in a community, you can't afford, unless you have enough productive citizens, you can't afford to take care of the homeless, and you can't afford to reinvest in the schools. So it's again, we try to make decisions with that metaphor, and just as a community doesn't want someone who's really wealthy but doesn't care and doesn't give any money to the parks and is a jerk and takes advantage of other people in different ways. You can't, that really destroys the health of the village there. Similarly, having people who don't contribute and don't show up for work doesn't make for a sustainable village. So we use the metaphor, we're very clear intellectually up front, and then you recognize that there's always going to be some noise out there, and that's appropriate, because the fact is, if you get someone who's really strong on mission and values, you are willing to cut a little slack on the performance side, and vice versa. So that's what we go for: strong intellectual clarity, use of the village metaphor, and so it's common sense. Everybody kind of goes, yeah, there's a little tension in the middle, but they're separate.
Cambiar vidas,
change organizations,
change the world.